darlings, it's Vampirella here. And when I'm not drinking blood of my victims, I love to watch the Rick and Dave's Comic Book Hour.
Hey, welcome to Rick and Dave's Comic Book Hour. I'm Dave.
And I'm Rick.
And our special guest, Tim, from Tim's Fun Surly Tim's Fun Bunker, yes.
Yes, I'm Surly, remember that.
Yes,
and the bookstore.
as we stutter through this.
We'll start all over again on that.
Yeah. Oh,
We're professionals here.
yes, we are.
Don't get trapped at home.
Anyhow, so Tim's going to sit in with us. I can't talk today.
I gotta do a lot of editing.
And we got Flash
Doing the book? That's
Flash
a paper
Daniel
cut.
too.
Yep.
So this is a pretty cool book. The story starts off innocently enough with Barry and Hal talking at a jazz club, hanging out. And all of a sudden they're transported to another world. And it turns out that...
Is that what happens? I was confused.
He does this every time, doesn't he? Did you say? I don't know.
Well, they're transported to another world where they had been before, so it flashes back to the first time that the Flash and the Green Lantern meet. So that's where this takes off. That's where it starts anyway.
The new 52 versions.
The new 52 version when they first meet, and they both work at a case about kids disappearing from orphanages, and
Oh, yeah, now it's coming back.
then, so then,
You don't have the pull list I do when I read it, and I remember it, kinda.
so
Sometimers kicking it.
they go. What they're doing is they go back. They find the kids at this other planet where they're being trained to fight in arenas, and they're inside monsters. And I guess Hal makes a deal back then for them to come back and battle, and so that's come back to the present where they're going to battle each other.
Mm-hmm.
So then what happens after that, Tim?
Oh, sure, throw me on the spot. God, you hit me like that. Now I'm kicking into Dave mode. Like, I don't know.
Hey, don't mind me.
It's your fault. Well, I just thought it was funny because it was like kind of like a war world thing from Superman way back in the day with Mongol and stuff like that. Which I did find it was funny though because Barry was made kind of a stiff character because they were at a jazz club. Then Hal was kind of made out to be more of the free spirit of the two.
Yeah, then they were talking
cool.
about because Hal wanted to get into trouble, and that's when they were transported to this
exactly.
place.
Yeah.
And he's going, "Is this trouble
Foreshadow.
enough for you?" So Barry's like, "Is this trouble enough for you?" So, yeah, they painted Barry as the stiff one, and he was the freewheeling one. So I guess it's like the odd couple.
Yeah, he was the straight guy.
Yeah.
To Hal's cut up. But I mean,
I guess it was funny because Barry was making a big deal about we got to keep our identity secret because Hal kept calling him Barry, and it's like, no, don't do that.
Call me the Flash. Call me the Flash.
Yeah,
don't
they're
call me
on some
Barry.
foreign world, so who
Yeah, I'm the
cares?
Flash. Well, the kids were
takes his
they might remember it.
He takes his mask off. I'm Hal Jordan. Shh, don't say anything. No.
You're so
I'm the Flash.
irresponsible.
Exactly. It was fun. The battle, I mean, to me, it was just basically kind of a battle. It wasn't really, I didn't think it was overly impressive, but I thought the nuances, the whole thing with, like Barry being painted as a straight guy and everything like that, the whole thing with, my identity, I agree. I thought that made the book brilliant. And like
It was.
I just started reading the Flash few issues back anyway, so
actually,
I don't have the backstory you guys
So
got.
reading this story, you'd like to see them two together more often than just this one time because the way they play off of each other, be it different personalities and stuff. So I think that I like the annual. I think it's worth the $5. I mean, if you spent $8 on Iron Man 3, this is a bargain.
Yeah, and the thing that's funny about it is because even back in the day, like Silver Age and everything, Barry and Hal were like best friends. They were always like playing off the fact they were best friends, and it was kind of neat to see them back as kind of the buddy team up and everything like that. But I think it was more fresh this time, and this is me being anti-52 boy for so long. And like I said, you guys got me hooked back into this. So, and like I said, I don't have the backstory you guys got yet. Yeah. I got to admit, like I said, I wasn't a big Flash fan, but you guys pulled me in.
Yeah, Flash
It's your fault.
cool.
You guys' fault.
So I would recommend Annual 2 of The Flash. I think it was well written and well done. I think you'd enjoy the story. You haven't picked it up yet, I'd say go down to your shop and get it right now.
Yeah.
And don't spend your money on Iron Man 3 or Wolverine. Well, you can watch Wolverine, it's okay.
Yeah, Wolverine's not that bad.
I haven't seen it yet. That's on the to-do list.
So, and when you'll probably agree that they should.
Oh yeah, even as a new fan, because I mean I haven't read Flash since back in the Wally West days, back in the late '80s and '90s, early '90s.
Yeah.
And I mean, but with the Barry stuff, I had never really been exposed to the Barry stuff, and to tell you the truth, I found it to be a kind of a eye-opening experience. It's a good title, really well written, and the annual was, like I said, it took it back to that whole thing because I read Green Lantern. And they always talked about their friendship because Flash always, he was in and out of the book anyway. I mean, he did it quickly. He's fast.
Yeah, he's fast.
So, but yeah, I'd say definitely worth the cash.
All right. Worth the cash. So what's up next, Dave?
Oh, Dave, you're doing such a great job. But the only thing is that I don't have any money. So, is there any other way that I could repay you?
Yes, there is.
Oh, really?
Go ahead and pick one up, and then you put it in the bag. But be careful so you don't bend the corners or anything. These might be worth hundreds of dollars someday. There we go. Now you only have 200 more to do after these. Well, we picked up copies of Red Sonja.
Red Sonja is a new book from Dynamite.
Well, they're relaunching it. They had it before, and this is a new...
Well, didn't Dark Horse have it?
I have my notes in the back of this. It doesn't matter.
This is my copy, so there's no notes that you can't have.
Oh, one of the reasons that we picked up Red Sonja because it's written by Gail Simone, and the writer is Walter.
The artist.
The artist is Walter Giovanni.
Giovanni.
Giovanni, that's right, the Italian artist.
That's spaghetti.
Walter Giovanni. Well, they have him listed as writer inside too. If you look at it here, he's the writer, not the artist. Yeah, if you look inside, they messed that up.
But there's they had variant covers, and each cover was drawn by a female artist on the #1 issues. They have like half a dozen different covers, and this one's done by Colleen Duran.
Ooh, yeah, Colleen Duran.
And
really
and if you could see my Red Dragon back here, that's a print by Colleen that I picked up
Nice lady.
many years ago at a Detroit show, and she autographed it for me and looked at some of my stuff and gave me some good criticism, and so I can be a better artist. But, yeah, it's written by, isn't it?
Yeah, I noticed that too with the credits and they had that right.
But anyway, the interior art's pretty cool. So they're trying to reestablish.
I don't know if it's the artist, but sometimes the colorist, the colorist, maybe it's done on purpose, washes out some of the detail.
Yeah.
But that may just be done on purpose to speed up the production of it.
Show your cover. So that was the prime or the main cover, I guess, that they distributed.
I also have the one. I had my comic shop pulled back the one that was done by Stephanie Vicina as well. That was the one that you showed me, and I didn't pick that one, but he had one copy of that, so I emailed my shop and told him to hold that one back for me. Red Sonja is a good read, I felt. It started off with her being held prisoner in the castle, and the king lets him go. Then years later, he comes back he sends two girls that aren't really
Go fetch her.
Go fetch her, and there's a couple good lines in there by these bodyguards.
They keep calling her all kinds of extravagant names.
Yeah. So basically, what they're doing, the king brings her back because we're under attack, and his whole army was taken out by a plague, and he wants her to train
All
the
these
citizens.
farmers.
the citizens that are left for one final battle against the incoming incursion. And the end is you find out there's a surprise at the end at who's leading this army. So it was a good cliffhanger at the end of the issue of #1. And so I recommend it. I forget what's the price on $3.99 for this one as well.
Yeah. Most Dynamite comics seem to be running around $3.99.
So I'm saying that, you know, Gail Simone is writing a good book here. Like Dave says, the art's pleasant. So I recommend picking it up. If you have room for another book, I would pick up Red Sonja.
Yeah, since they got starting off with a new #1 and a new storyline and everything, it's a good point to jump on. I thought about getting this book before, but just never went ahead and jumped in on it. So since I seen that who the writer was and so forth, I thought, well, it's a good point to try it out. And I think it's worth it.
It did disappoint.
Now, how many covers did they have on that?
I think looking back here, they had.
Did they have the racy covers like they do for Warlord of Mars and stuff?
No.
Because I know that seems to be a Dynamite thing.
Yeah, no risque covers or anything like that with this. They have.
Well, the Princess lends to that type of thing too.
Yeah, well, yeah.
But she barely wears.
Well, and the thing about it
Well,
is,
Red Sonja's that way, same way too, but they didn't do the risque.
But they have
But
about
as
8
far
different
as
covers.
but the thing is, yeah.
Then they have some other variant.
because I know that's a Dynamite thing. It's like almost every issue has like 800 covers.
But yeah, so there's all the variants in the back of the book there if you wanna.
Yeah, there were
really
six
get into it.
variant covers by 6 female artists.
So yeah, it's
There was Nicola Scott, Amanda Connor, Fiona Staples, Jenny Frizen, and Pauline Duran, like he said. And then there was a subscription cover by Stephanie Buscema. And that was more like an anime kind of cover.
Then there's some incentive covers with Amanda Connor, and then they have some variants of the other covers and colored it.
I like Amanda Connor. I like the work that she was doing, but some of the DC books, I was sorry to see her go on some of those books too, because she was like the one who used to put up the book.
Now, would you say that this Red Sonja is comparable to the Marvel stuff back in the?
I didn't read much of the Marvel Red Sonja. I mean, I haven't read this in a while. Like I said, I just picked it up for the Gales because Gail Simone was writing it. It was #1, so I wanted to give it a try. It was like an impulse buy at my shop. Me and Dave stopped in, I picked up my pull list, and he wanted to get some supplies.
So I got some supplies and got this Red Sonja and a Batman book and something else.
So we both picked up a copy and read it, and that's why we're reviewing it. So
Let's see if I can find one. You got me hooked on Flash, so who knows?
yeah. Well, just like I'm saying, if you have room in your pile for another book, this is probably one that you'd want to put in there. Yeah, I would say.
Yeah, so give it a go. But anyway.
So that's this issue. And I thank Tim for joining us for this issue to help us review some books, and we'll talk to you later.
All right, thanks.
See you later. Bye.